It is important to first understand the major Nod-Krai team building mechanic called Moon Sign. Your party will have a different Moon Sign depending on the number of Nod-Krai characters you have on the team. One Nod-Krai character means the party has a nascent Gleam Moon Sign, and at least two Nod-Krai characters means the party has an ascendant Gleam Moon Sign. The party's level of Moon Sign determines and enables certain buffs for many Nod-Krai related things, including artifact sets, weapons, character talent abilities, and counters to enemy mechanics. For example, the 4-piece of the Nod-Krai DPS artifact set, Night of the Sky's Unveiling, gives crit rate depending on the party's Moon Sign. With a nascent Moon Sign, aka one Nod-Krai character in the party, the 4-piece gives 15% crit rate. With an ascendant Moon Sign, aka at least two Nod-Krai characters in the party, the 4-piece gives 30% crit rate. In many cases, the full benefits unlock when the party has an ascendant Gleam Moon Sign, thus incentivizing Nod-Krai related teams to have at least two Nod-Krai characters. To give further incentive for having ascendant Gleam, parties with ascendant Gleam can gain further buffs to lunar reaction damage. With at least two Nod-Krai characters in the party, when your non-Nod-Krai characters use their elemental skills or bursts, they will grant a team-wide buff to lunar reaction damage up to a max of 36%, and this buff scales off a stat depending on that character's element. For Pyro, Electro, and Cryo, it's based on attack. For Hydro, it's based on HP. For Geo, it's based on defense. And for Anemo and Dendro, it's based on elemental mastery. The buff granted lasts for 20 seconds but does not stack. The stats of the most recent non-Nod-Krai character who used their skill or burst will determine the strength of the buff. So for example, in the teams with Flynn's, Anefa, Yelan, and Sucrose are the non-Nod-Krai characters. When they use their skills or bursts, they will grant the team a lunar reaction damage buff based on the stat of their element. If Yelan has 30,000 HP, she gives 18% lunar reaction damage bonus. If Sucrose has 1000 EM, she gives 22.5%. If Yelan uses her skill or burst, then Sucrose uses her skill or burst, the team will get 22.5% lunar reaction damage bonus at the end because Sucrose used her abilities most recently, so the buff scales off her stats and overrides the 18% buff that Yelan would have given. If you reverse their character order, the team will get 18% lunar reaction damage bonus at the end because Yelan used her abilities most recently and would override Sucrose's 22.5% buff. Here are the total stats needed from the corresponding elements to reach the max team lunar reaction damage bonus. Unless you have a character like Nilou on the team who can reach 60,000 HP herself, in many scenarios you won't be able to get the max buff. But getting the max buff from this new Nod-Krai resonance isn't something you absolutely need. It's just a nice damage buff specifically for teams that deal lunar reaction damage and gives an incentive to play the Nod-Krai characters together with characters from other regions.